this powerful recession in the early 90s, another one in the late 90s. They're also dealing with the current world recession started in 2008, continuing to slam things down. And all of this in combo has made Japan the most stagnant place on planet Earth, especially for the rich countries. They have the lowest overall economic growth rate out of all the rich developed countries. All of them. If you looked at the top 30 economies, Japan has the lowest overall growth rate, a situation that does not look likely to change anytime soon. And it's been made worse by the people of Japan themselves. I'm not making fun of Japanese people. I love Japanese people. But they are part of the problem here. How so? Their population is shrinking. We talked about this way back when we talked about world population demographics. This is a society that is shrinking. The fertility rate is 1.1 or 1.2 tops. People are not having kids. Yes, they have 127 million people there now, but every year that number gets smaller. This means there is a decreasing workforce to work any industries that are there. Year after year. It also means it's a decreasing tax base for the government to tax those working class people in order to pay for all the benefits for the increasingly older people. And on top of that, those old people brackets are getting bigger. People live a long time in Japan, so there's more old people than middle-aged and young people now. And that working class people got to pay the taxes and pay for the retirement homes and everything for those increasingly old people who live a lot longer. And on top of this, it's a decreasing consumer base. So every year there's less people to go buy cars and real estate and Wiis. And increasingly those people are frugal too. So everything is just working against Japan getting back on its economic feet. Quite frankly, the future of a lot of Japanese companies is not even in Japan. This is becoming evident as every day passes. And we'll take an example, Toyota. Why would they continue to stay in Japan? They're a Japanese company. They're going to continue to be a Japanese company. But why would they invest in any jobs or industries or anything in Japan? Costs too much money. The Japanese population is shrinking. The consumer base is shrinking. They're increasingly frugal. They're not buying stuff. They're already rich. They already have cars. Why would Toyota do anything in Japan? And they're not. They're moving to more vibrant economies with growing populations in China and India. That's where they're going to be selling cars in the future, and ain't Japan. And that's perpetuating and accentuating the whole outsourcing thing. This is also compounded by xenophobia. And this is just mind-boggling. Xenophobia. Xenophobia. It's a great word for Scrabble. This is basically fear of foreigners. So the Japanese people don't really dig immigration either. They don't like people coming there not to live. Now, when you go to visit Japan, you'll have a hell of a good time. It's a great place to party. And you're going to be paying them money to eat at their restaurants and sleep in their hotels, so they'll be very welcoming. But don't plan on staying, all right? They don't like foreigners there. Japan is 99% ethnically Japanese. They want to keep it that way, too. And this has really got the government in a pickle. What the hell are they supposed to do? They don't know. Here they are with a stagnant economy. They can't get people to spend. They can't even get people to procreate to continue on the society. And they're saying, hey, well, how about immigration? Nope, we don't want immigration either, and we're not having kids. And the government's saying, what the hell are we supposed to do then? The solutions they've come up with so far are a propaganda campaign to actually soften the concept of immigration to the Japanese public, which has not worked at all. They also have raised retirement age. So I think now retirement age in Japan is like 70 or 75, or maybe it's life. Maybe you just work till you die. And they even had a go home and have sex with your spouse day, trying to encourage fertility. And they finally came up with the greatest solution of all. I love this solution. Ready for this? Robots. Robots will increase productivity in the workplace. We won't need workers. We don't need immigrants. We don't need nothing. We'll have robots. And they'll do the jobs working in the factories, but also everybody will want a robot, so that'll spur a production boom, and it'll also spur a consumer boom since everybody will want a robot for home. That's their solution. Robots. You heard it here first. On top of that, as if all of this wasn't bad enough for Japanese stagnation, they're politically stagnant as well. In fact, they're politically gridlocked. There has been a good old boy system in place in Japan, politically speaking, since World War II. Which means, yes, they're a constitutional monarchy. They do have an emperor who's just a figurehead. It looks like a democracy. It's based on the Great Britain system. And they have a prime minister, and they go out and vote for these people. But it's a two-party system, much like United Kingdom or America. But one political party has won the whole time. And it's the center-right conservative political party. It'd be like the Republican Party in the United States. They have held the prime minister, president position and the whole Japanese diet, this is the Congress, for the entire last 60 years. And this makes for a kind of an inbred system. It's almost just a perpetuated political class that's very stagnant. It's a good old boy system that to be in the government, you are usually related to someone who's already in the government. In fact, almost every major prime minister and economic minister and all ministerial positions are sons or daughters or great-grandsons or grandsons of former political people. It's a very closed system, and again, like the business, this closed model makes for not much progress, kind of stagnation, no new ideas, no new doing anything. In today's world, it's actually that people have gotten so pissed off about it, and there's such gridlock that it has been a prime ministerial parade for the last 5 years. There has not been a prime minister that's even lasted for more than a year for the last 5 years. And they're not even getting voted out of office. They're quitting because nothing can get done. And they're tired of the stagnation, and they're tired of butting their head up against the wall. And it's because it's a divided population. Divided about what? Divided about how to get their economy going. Divided about economic incentive. Divided about the kind of corrupt internal Keiretsu system. They're divided about how to make the economy go. They're divided about immigration. They're divided about everything, about support in Iraq. They're divided about whether to change their constitution to have a more active military so they can support the U.S. They're divided about military bases, U.S. military bases in Japan. So really just kind of stuck. Nothing's working. The economy's flat. Growth is flat. People are gridlocked. Nothing's working. And that's why all the prime ministers are quitting. Ha! Forget about it. They're done. Not so. They are in a slump economically big time for 2 decades solid. They are politically gridlocked. That's been for about 5 to 10 years now. But they're also losing jobs. They're losing businesses. They're losing population.